Hi guys, welcome to another FJY 21 video, and today we are looking at the Wartburg again. Obviously this is featured on the channel before, but today we are actually saying goodbye to the car because tomorrow night this car is being picked up and taken to its new home. So while I've had this car for almost a year now, it's now time to part ways, and so we're just going to give a last few shots around the car and then I'm going to explain why. So there's the last few shots of the car. The car is going tomorrow night. It's going to a nice bloke called Sandy in the Wartburg group. He actually contacted me after he'd seen the progression of my car and everything. I never listed my car for sale, but he made me an offer and I accepted. And I don't know where it's come from really, because I never planned on it. And normally if I come to sell a car, one, it's a very big decision for me because I tend to buy a lot of cars and not sell them. And I normally do a massive advert for that, but I was made an offer from the guy in the club and I was happy to accept. So it's going to a good home. He's got a Trabant, he lives on the Scottish borders, it's going to have a nice companion, it's going to be in a nice place, so I'm quite happy for it to go there. So obviously, if you haven't seen this car already, please check out the original Wartburg video that we did on the YouTube channel, because there you can see how I got it, everything we did inside and outside the car, all the interesting stuff like that. I will apologise for any cars coming by. Our unusual place was not available, so here we are. But yeah, I wanted to say a few things that we've done with the car as well. Obviously it's had a little bit of work in areas. It had rear wheel cylinders. The front brakes were stripped and cleaned because the pads were tight in the carriers, so we ended up cleaning them out and putting copper grease on the pads, putting it all back together. I think it had discs recently as well, is what the previous owner had told me, so I believe they just didn't use copper grease. So we've done that and they've been fine since. Under the bonnet, I will actually open it up here. We've done coolant hoses, because one of them split on me after a glorious trip to Catherine Machine, which was quite a way for this. It was definitely the furthest I drove it at that time. So we've got new coolant hoses all round to the matrix. This side, this one. This is that one hadn't actually split, but it looked quite bad. The one that split was down here, bottom radiator to, I believe, the water pump. But yeah, that's all changed. Got them from Trabi Tuning. If anyone's looking for Wartburg or Trabant parts, do get in touch with them, because they do good prices, and it's harder to get these Wartburg parts now. So obviously, if you need anything, then I would recommend them as someone to go to. Now, I haven't done a lot else, especially since last video. Obviously, I mentioned in the last video we did the tyres, the spark plugs, everything else. Got it all ready for the road after it had been imported by myself almost a year ago now. And here we are. We've done a few more journeys. So another journey that we did, prepare for the comical bonnet sound. That's one. Another journey that we did was to West Wales in this. So we went from Chippenham to Cardiff, from Cardiff to Pembroke Dock, from Pembroke Dock to Broadhaven, stayed down in Broadhaven for a while, went around a few places, and then came all the way back and used plenty of two-stroke oil and petrol, which my wallet wasn't very happy about. These are quite thirsty actually, about as thirsty as the Audi, I think, which for a little four-door saloon family car versus a 2.2 fuel-injected Coupe GT, apparently they're on par for MPG. But yeah, that's one of the other epic journeys we did with it. We did, yeah, Catherine Machine, West Wales, and most recently, I think a couple of weekends ago, it went to Castle Combe to do the Summer Action Festival Action Day. It did not partake on track because it probably would have fallen over. It had pride of place on a car stand, and it got a lot of attention, as you would imagine, being an old 1981 40-year-old classic East German car. Nobody knew what it was. A lot of people came to the front, and I'll just show you here the Automobile Work Eisenach badge, which people seem to mistake for the car manufacturer name, which of course it's not, because it's on the back and it's Wartburg. But yeah, I had a good few chats with people there, so that was quite interesting. And it's been really interesting just having this car out and about in random places, just driving it around to and from work, to the shops and back, and for random journeys, and having people come up to you and say, you know, I remember these, or this is cool. You get people that don't like them, and you know what, that's fine. There's people that don't like all sorts of cars, but it's nice to see people that recognise these and that like these. And just as interestingly, I was parked at home a couple of times, and I was walking to the car, or to one of my other cars, and I had people walking by going, is that your Wartburg? Is that your car? And that was just really interesting for me. So yeah, it's been an absolutely amazing experience to have this car. I'm sure this won't be the end of my Wartburg experience, so if you like Wartburg, stay tuned to the channel, maybe we'll buy another one. But obviously we buy loads of other cars, so please stay tuned for all the other stuff that we do. I want to wish Sandy the best of luck with this car. Not that he needs any luck, because it's an amazing car and it's never done me wrong. It never broke down on me. The brake binding issue I had on the front, that was obviously just a little bit of warmth, and managed to sort that all out, managed to get home, sort that all out. And the coolant hose split on me after my caffeine and machine trip. I had gone all the way up and all the way back, and then it split. So that was very thankfully the case, otherwise it would have been on the back of a transporter. But I'm pleased to say this car will never be on a transporter until tomorrow night when it leaves for Sandy's, which is going to be quite a sad moment, I think, because I've really enjoyed this car, and I'm going to be sad to see it go, but it's going to a good home. So we'll end the video on that note, shall we? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Firstly, I will apologise for any background noise. Our usual spot isn't available, so nah, I'm not